welcome back to the latest edition of Piggy's Picks. Today you are in for a rare treat. We will be talking about my all-time favorite and probably a lot of other people's favorite, not just the statue, but the character himself, none other than Skeletor.
Down, down, down!
So today we're reviewing the SideShow's exclusive Skeletor. And I'll give you a little rotation there for him. It's pretty awesome. Now I have his cape on backwards because that's the way that I want to display him, because you can see the purple pop in the place where I have him set up. Alright, so just to give you a little bit of a brief history of Skeletor. Skeletor is actually a character from the Masters of the Universe. It is a toy franchise. It's actually a toy franchise, and they kind of created the cartoon to sell the toys. Skeletor is a part of a royal family. He is the son of King Miro, and he is the paternal half-brother of King Randor, thus making him uncles to the twins, Adam and Adora, better known as He-Man and She-Ra. Skeletor was made famous on the cartoon that I used to watch every day, voiced by Alan Oppenheimer. Try to say that 3 times. Fun fact is he actually played Mayor Tutwiler on a show called Mama's Family. For all of you old school TV heads out there, she was a huge television show when I was growing up. Back to Skeletor. Alan Oppenheimer voiced him from 1983 until 1987. That spanned across He-Man, She-Ra, and specials like such as The Secret of the Sword and the He-Man and She-Ra Christmas special. Really cheesy, but Skeletor always shined and stood out. He is known for his famous one-liners, zings, really snapping, going off on his henchmen, his enemies, everything. Skeletor is the sworn mortal enemy of He-Man. He tries to rule Eternia, and he wants to know the secrets of Grayskull. He actually, to give you a little bit more into his history, he was the brother of, again, as I stated earlier, the brother of King Randor, and the 2002 special, which was amazing. It was almost equally as amazing as the 1983 version. We'll forget about that 1990 version that came in between, and the cheesy kind of camp, guilty pleasure fun movie in 1987 where Frank Langella played our Skeletor. And that was probably the best part of that movie, unless you liked seeing Dolph Lundgren being exploited, walking around half naked on Earth as He-Man. So he wanted to rule, and he always resented his brother King Randor. He tried to throw some acid in King Randor's face, and it kind of flew back in his face. And then he went from being known as Keldor to Skeletor. He kind of went mad when the acid was thrown in his face. He was always the antagonist of the royal family, his own family. Even when he was a baby, he was the protege of the evil Hordak, who tried to kidnap Prince Adam and Princess Adora, also known as He-Man and She-Ra, on the series. They were not able to get away with He-Man, but Hordak was able to take She-Ra, and he purposely left Skeletor behind to take the blame, thus making him enemies equally with Hordak, whom he was a protege of, as well as his own royal family. He does have a couple of very powerful people. One of them is his right-hand person, Evelyn. You can see a short video of her clicking here. Excuse me. And what else do we want to say about Skeletor? I won't curse, he's freaking awesome. So let's talk about the dimensions of the statue. Skeletor stands at, let's see, he is at, if you go up to the top of his ram staff. And I love the ram staff being that I'm an Aries. He is just at 21 and a half feet in height. If you're going from arm to arm, he is at equal 12. And if you go from the front of the base where the cool snake is to the back of the base on the snake's tail, he is at again 12. So he's 21 and a half by 12 by 12. If you zoom in, you can see the tongue hanging out from the snake to represent the top of Snake Mountain where Skeletor ruled after the Snake Men left Snake Mountain. But that's another story for another day. We'll go into that when we review the He-Man Omnibus. If you look at his staff with his crystal, his magic crystal in the top that powers it, whom he zapped plenty of people with. You see his sword. The detail on it is amazing. Even down to his wrist cuffs, his hands, everything. The top of the sword, his hood. This is mixed media, so this is a fabric cloth, which is why I was able to put it on in reverse. Maybe I'll turn it around. Messing with my OCD. The color in him is amazing. The abs, the blue, the black tones. You kind of see the picture of Hordak on his belt, letting you know his origins. Everything about this statue down to the toes, the ankle cuffs, everything. This is an amazing statue. It is probably my favorite statue. What's weird is I thought the hood would probably be mixed media too, like a cloth, but it is kind of sort of sculpted on, but I think that's for the better, so it'll keep that nice kind of crease look and not get all wrinkled, kind of like his cape is, which I'll have to iron before I put him back on display. But yeah, I mean, this Skeletor is amazing. He was the piece that I waited for. The other piece that I probably like equal to Skeletor is Mumra, but that will be coming down the line. So again, this is SideShow's exclusive Skeletor. He's exclusive because he has this face here, which is more of his animated cartoon face. And then he also has the face that kind of resembles his comic book face, or maybe the face that's more commonly known with the Frank Langella version from the 1987 Masters of the Universe movie starring Courtney Cox, that I will try my best to never speak of again in any of these videos. Yeah, so again, this is the Skeletor. There is also another version that PCS, which is Pop Culture Shock, they make a Skeletor as well, and he is pretty much exclusively the 1983 cartoon version of Skeletor, and he's pretty good also. I may pick him up, but this was the one that stood out because the detail is amazing. And you can have his cartoon face, but he still has this sculpted comic 3D, just anime comic book type of flavor to him. So yeah, this is definitely my favorite. All right, so I won't make this too long. Hopefully you got some good information from this. The reason I'll go into the measurements and I give you a brief character history, some people enjoy that. I know I do. I give you the measurements. I won't do too many unboxings on this channel because the reason I decided to make these is that there are a lot of people that do unboxings, but some people don't care what the box looks like or what the insides look like. There are some people who like that because they need to see what they're going to put together, how many pieces there is, how hard it's going to be, and that's definitely understandable. But then there are also people like me who we want to see the statue, what it looks like up close and personal, and not just what it looks like online or on a website or in an auction. And then we also want to know the measurements because some people have places picked out where they want to put their statue. So if you want to put it in a shelf, and the shelf is only 18 inches in height, and this guy is 21 and a half inches in height, he's not going to fit where you want to put him. And a lot of people, it's like, okay, maybe they're saying the 21 is at the top of the staff and I don't have to display his staff with him. Well, some staffs aren't, you don't have the option. It's not removable. So just giving that tidbit as to why you see me kind of going into the character history and into the measurements and into why the pieces are important to me, because I know a lot of people like to see those types of videos, but maybe I will do an unboxing or two just to please the people who would like to see the pieces in the box so they know what they're working for when they assemble them. So, okay, this has been Piggy's Picks. Today was SideShow's exclusive Skeletor. Try to say that 3 times in a row. If you got any enjoyment off of this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And let me know what you think, and if there are any characters you would like to review. I'll probably do a whole line of these Masters of the Universe videos, because there are a lot of Marvel, DC, which I love as well, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, which I love as well, but there are not a lot of reviews out there for the Masters of the Universe fans. So yeah, please let me know what you think. Stay safe out there, and tune in for the next episode.